This is David, one of the most well-known figures in the Bible. The guy who went from a shepherd to a king. The guy who killed a literal giant. But before we can know more about him, we need to go back, way back. God created Adam and Eve, whose disobedience brought sin into the world. As humanity became more wicked, he sent a flood, but saved Noah and his family. Later, God chose Abraham and made a covenant with him, promising that him and his descendants would become a great nation. Through Abraham's descendants came Joseph, who rose to power in Egypt, where the Israelites eventually became slaves. God then raised up Moses to lead his people out of Egypt, and later gave them the law. After the period of judges, Samuel then anointed Saul as Israel's first king. But when Saul proved unfaithful, God chose someone else. Someone that we're going to become quite familiar with. David was the youngest of 8 sons to a guy called Jesse. At the time, David was in the field, tending to sheep. Then all of a sudden, his father called him in, and he was then anointed by Samuel as the future king of Israel. Now, the current king of Israel, Saul, had a distressed spirit and needed someone to calm him. And through word of mouth, Saul heard of David, who could play the harp very well. And David's harp playing skills were able to calm Saul. So from that point on, David became Saul's armor bearer. The Philistines were one of Israel's biggest enemies. And one day they sent out a champion, a guy called Goliath. No one in Israel wanted to fight him. But when David came to give supplies to the people at war, he heard of Goliath and decided that he is going to sort him out. Everyone doubted David, but David said to Saul, "Your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." And so David went, grabbed a sling and 5 smooth stones and packed up Goliath. After that, David got taken in by King Saul and was made commander over his troops. While David was commander over Saul's army, God was with him, and he succeeded in everything he did. And the people of Israel started to sing, "Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. This made Saul very jealous, and he tried to even kill David multiple times. But the Lord was with David. Now Jonathan was one of Saul's many sons, and Jonathan was very good friends with David. So he warned David of Saul's jealousy and what he was planning to do. Saul got so fixated on killing David that David had to run away from his hometown. Throughout all of this, God was with David, and God delivered Saul into David's hands twice, and David spared Saul's life both of these times. While David was on the run, Saul and his army went to battle the Philistines on Mount Gilboa. In that fight, 3 of Saul's sons, including Jonathan, died. King Saul realized that he was finished, so he drew his own sword and fell on it. This marked the end of the reign of King Saul. After that saga, David went back to the city of Judah and he was officially made king. David was 36 years old when he started to reign, and he ruled over Israel for a total of 40 years. During this time, God made a covenant with David that foreshadowed the coming of Jesus. Even though God's favor was with David, he did make a few mistakes, such as the Bathsheba incident or the census of the population. David did have quite a few children, but the main 4 being boys who were Ammon, Tamar, Absalom, and Solomon. When David was getting old, he appointed Solomon to be his successor. King David died at the age of 70. He rested with his fathers and was buried in the city of David.